So I'm in favor of Amendment 3, and I will be voting yes on it. The way that it was changed, I believe, puts all the power into one statewide office holder, and that's the state auditor's office, which ironically happens to be the only statewide office holder that's a Democrat. I like the old way where it was a bipartisan with an equal number of Republicans and Democrats, and then if they can't get a consensus on the maps, it would go to a judge. The problem with the Medicaid expansion, which was an initiative petition, it did not come before the legislature. We cannot afford it. There was no funding mechanism built into the amendment. And so where are we going to get the money? Now, it all sounds like a great idea, but this was not going to affect those that need it the most, like women, children, elderly, and disabled. This is going to able-bodied adults who can either work or get better jobs or self-pay. So we don't have a funding mechanism and may not be able to come up with the money to pay for it. So we are a republic. We're not a true democracy at all. And these initiative petitions do not always take in the unintended consequences. When this initiative petition was passed in August, there was no funding mechanism. We already have so many people on the Medicaid rolls, and to add 200,000 plus of able-bodied adults, this is not going to affect or change the fact that children, pregnant or nursing mothers, or the elderly or disabled. This is going to have no work requirement, and we cannot afford it. So how are we going to pay for it?
All right. What do you think of the state's response to COVID-19? The state government has done a good job responding to the pandemic here in Missouri?
So I think the state government has done a good job. I commend Governor Parson for the role he has played, and Dr. Randall Williams, the head of our health state department. What concerns me is that each individual county has its own health department, and so every county you go to can have different rules and regulations. And so there may or may not be some changes in the law next year, or looking at proposed legislation, because an unelected person is making all the decisions instead of a county commission or a city council. So that kind of concerns me. So I travel the state, and so I may not know what one county's laws are versus another county. So it's multifaceted, and there's no one right answer. I sit on the Judiciary Committee, and we heard from the Mayor, Lyda Crewson, and the Chief of Police of the City of St. Louis, and they could not get their city to expand the residency requirement for first responders, police officers. So they begged us to change it at the state level. And so I am just shocked. This is not just a Kansas City, St. Louis issue, that the number of murders keep rising, but they're not being prosecuted. And what the other legislation that was passed in special session had to do with the witness protection program. People are afraid to come forward. They're afraid that they're going to get hurt or killed, or their families, if they, you know, the phrase snitches get stitches or something. So we will have to come back to fund that program since we've passed it. But this is a Columbia issue and a Boone County issue. My district in Northeast Columbia has most of the murders and shootings and violent crimes. So this is a local concern too. We need to back the blue. We need to help our law enforcement do their job and help make our communities safe.